I'm Sophia with GameOvation, and today I'm going to be talking about our next steps. I first want to address stability. So right now there's only 2 points that kind of support this part of the mechanism, and so the way that we want to address the shaking that's happening from left to right is to add this like triangle shape to, again, provide more points of support and reduce the shaking and improve its stability. We also want to address the aim. So right now it can go quite far, but it's quite hard to point it at a specific object. We want to improve the symmetry within the system, so that way we're eliminating any errors here. Like I mentioned above, we want to reduce shaking also for the sake of the aim, because that shaking provides other factors that we would have to account for in order to make sure it hits the object. We also want to make it easy for the user to straighten the base. So a lot of them have mobility issues, and so we need to make sure it's accessible for them, because if you can't straighten it out, then you won't be able to point it at an object. We also want to add a funnel, kind of for similar reasons. It's much easier to put a ball in a bigger hole than a smaller hole. We want to add a auto-loading mechanism, and this part of the mechanism would act like as a funnel, as a barrel, kind of like the way that guns do. That way it directs the ball in one direction. Right now, when it goes really fast, it's quite loud, and lots of our users have sensory issues, so we want to tackle that in the next sprint. Right now, when it's being shot, it goes out and down, so we want to add an angle. That way it doesn't have to go so far to be able to actually hit an object. And lastly, the motor is capped at 24 volts, so we want to make sure that regardless of how far the person is, we can still accommodate that speed. So we're going to change the gear ratios to make sure that the motor is, one, doing less work, but also that we still can go as far without having to change motors. Thank you for your time.